In this episode, Formula Boring in Canada, exciting IndyCar at Road America, and WEC GT3 rules. Welcome to episode 231 of the We Are Auto Show. What's up, Derek?
Mr. McGraw, did you know we have a website?
You know, funny enough, I did.
Well, there have been some updates that have happened to the website.
What do we got?
You don't even know about this, but
I'm
for
excited
those who
to
don't
find
know,
out.
we have a website, weareauto.io, in the description. You can check it out.
Click it.
We have races on here, a lot of races, actually.
Ooh.
And you'll notice there's something new.
Oh, look at that. That's NASCAR.
The NASCAR Cup Series.
Sick.
If you come over here on the left and you click on races, you'll see that we have a variety of series that you can watch.
Sick.
Ton of them, actually.
Wow.
And
we do have everything, don't we?
I've gone through and categorized these for us. Also, we have this nice little, what do you want to watch? IMSA?
Mm-hmm.
Sure. We got
Let's
a nice
watch
little search.
The WEC.
How about we watch just endurance races?
Oh, you can filter like. Oh.
How about we watch just sprint races?
Oh.
Why don't you get a random race to watch?
Ooh, let's click it. What happens?
You get the Long Beach Grand Prix from 2022.
Ooh.
You want to jump to the start of said race?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. Bam.
Oh, look at that.
We're
That's
green.
so cool. Oh,
So, yeah.
baby. I like that.
Go use it. Go have fun. We got filters. We got searches. We got random races. The website is continuing to get better. Also, there's going to be more oval being added as we go. I see that the Xfinity series and I think their truck series is also up. So
Sweet.
I'll try and add those. But yeah, lots of stuff. If you're interested in getting a series added or you want to help, hit us up. We have like an admin backend where we can have you help us out and add some of this stuff.
Please do.
Pretty neat.
Definitely. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for the updates, Derek. I cannot wait to go in and watch some different random series. I may just do that give me a random race thing. Because I like
know
that.
you're going to.
Yeah.
I know you're going to.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because I'll be sitting there having my cup of coffee, and I'll be like, yeah, let's watch a race. And then it pops up, I don't know, Porsche GT3 Cup Australia.
The best part is like a series that you know nothing about or have
Mm-hmm.
never watched, and you just like, whoa, this is kind of sweet.
Yeah, hello, welcome.
Yeah. And then you can follow the whole season if you want. It's all on there.
I like that. That's great. Yeah. I think our website is actually really awesome, just saying. I'm a little
solid.
biased, but, you know.
Certainly are.
You mean like how I always root for Porsche?
You certainly are.
I might be.
BOP.
Yes, of course.
All right, let's talk about some motorsports that did happen over the weekend.
Okay. Shall we start with F1?
Let's do it.
So we're going to start with the most boring race that happened this past weekend.
I happened to see this in the background as I was at a family gathering. Had no audio, barely watched any of it. Probably didn't miss a lot from what I could tell, though.
You missed almost nothing.
Great. What happened?
There was pretty well two notable things that happened throughout the entire race.
Okay.
Sure, there's little things, but nothing that actually changed the trajectory of anything. So, first big incident was George Russell stuffs it on his own.
I did see that.
Just driver error, lose it, bends it, right?
Yikes.
He did claw back quite a few positions, but ultimately had to retire the car because there was too much damage. The other one was, it was a Haas and an AlphaTauri got tangled. I think it was Magnussen and De Vries or Tsunoda. I can't remember which one it was, but they got tangled. They had a little bit of battle. They got tangled. They both kind of spun themselves off and did a quick turnaround and irrelevant again.
Okay.
The biggest talking point was Esteban Ocon. Or no, pardon me, Alex Albon.
Yeah, what happened with him?
In a Williams.
What happened?
You know how Checo Perez was known as the Mexican Minister of Defense?
Yes.
It is now Alex Albon.
Oh, really?
He staved off the entire field while he was on a 50-lap stint of hards.
Oh, wow.
He had a train of cars. He was, what, 7th or something like that? Let me see. Albon finished, 7th. P7 in a Williams.
Jeez.
And he had, let's see, Esteban Ocon behind him, Lance Stroll, Valtteri Bottas, Oscar Piastri, and Pierre Gasly, all like right behind him.
Wow.
And he was on a 50-lap stint on his hards. They could not get past him.
Huh.
So I'd say the drive of the day was Alex Albon in
yeah.
the Williams. But this whole race was just a case of the classic Max Verstappen show. So I watched F1 green to checker
Oh boy.
because the Canadian Grand Prix is something that's very sentimental for me. I've been to the track. I've literally walked the whole track. I have family that still live in Montreal, which is where the Canadian Grand Prix is, in Montreal. So it's always a sentimental race for me to watch because I've been there. I feel there, right? And I got to be honest, I so wish I did not watch this race, and I so wish I put on the Indy race that happened.
Oh no.
Real quick, let me give you top three. First place, obviously Max Verstappen. Second place, Fernando Alonso. So another second place for Alonso, which Hamilton came P3, so back-to-back podiums for Hamilton, but he didn't look that strong.
Really?
Really, really. Hamilton, so for a good chunk of this race, Fernando Alonso was told lift and coast for it had to be like 30 or 40 laps, like a long time. Apparently, everyone was just overcooking the brakes.
Oh, okay.
So he was lifting and coasting, lifting and coasting, lifting and coasting. And before he was lifting and coasting, he was pulling out like a half a second to a second a lap on Hamilton.
Ooh.
And then, all of a sudden, you could see that interval was a little less.
Smaller.
A little less. And then the radio came in, lift and coast. And then finally, towards the end of the race, he apparently managed his brakes enough and apparently didn't have to lift and coast anymore. And he stretched that gap out way a ton to another, 4.5 seconds over Hamilton?
Wow.
So the gap was like 6 to 8 seconds, and then it dropped to like a second and a half when he was lifting and coasting. Yeah. And then he was done lifting and coasting and just said, okay, well, I'm just going to drive away from you now. So goodbye. Same thing with Max Verstappen. I mean,
yeah,
Verstappen finished 9.5 seconds above Fernando Alonso.
I saw that he was basically in like a 5 to 10 second gap the whole time in front of the field. Every time I looked over, I was like, oh, okay.
Pretty well.
Great.
Yeah, it was Verstappen 5 to 10 seconds ahead. Alonso drove a great race. I mean, there's a couple unsafe releases in the pit between Hamilton and someone else. I don't even remember. But, I mean, overall, the most exciting part of this whole race was just watching Alex Albon in the Williams be the biggest defenseman the world's ever seen.
Did you hear that FP1, Free Practice 1 in F1 was canceled early after like 5 minutes of running due to technical problems with the CCTV cameras at the track?
I did hear about that.
How weird is that?
It's very weird.
That is one of the more odd ways to cancel an F1 practice I've ever heard.
That does seem like a cop-out.
I don't honestly know what it was. It could have been that, or it could have been more dangerous or nefarious or something else, and somebody's using that as an excuse. I don't know, but really weird. I had never seen that before.
Yeah, I mean, the other most excitements were during quali when Sainz was just acting an idiot out there. Just blocking people. And,
was he? Oh, God.
Hulkenberg qualied P2, but then got a 3-place grid penalty.
I did see that. But it was like a crazy, rainy, messy quali.
Because it was like wet. There was like a small window where dry line appeared, so a couple people were thinking slicks, and then if you dipped a toe out of that dry line, you're dead.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, Red Bull gets their 100th win.
Okay. Will they lose a race this season?
No.
Shit.
I honestly don't think Red Bull will lose a single race this whole season. I don't think Max Verstappen will lose another race.
Man, that's crazy.
Barring some like drastic punt or something mechanical that just blows up, if the car stays intact and Verstappen is able to pull away from everyone in the first corner, they will not lose another race the whole season.
Oh boy, I hope that's not the case, but it might be the case.
Mark my words.
It might be the case.
So while I was watching F1, there was a very exciting race happening.
Yes, there was.
IndyCar at Road America. Boy, oh boy, was I regretting not watching this race and watching F1.
I got to see the highlights of this, but this weekend, this IndyCar weekend over at Road America, started with a bang. Did you see what happened in practice?
I feel like I did, but I can't remember.
Will Power and I can't remember the other driver.
Yeah, there was drama, wasn't there?
Got into it in practice, and Will Power was out here flipping the double birds to drivers. It was a good time.
Nice.
That was practice.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, the race was just as spicy.
Yeah, that was the highlights were just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Look at those glowing brakes.
Yeah, these photos are really good.
And Road America just repaved their circuit.
They did.
So a lot weirder, newer, green, grippy, odd track.
Very smooth from what the drivers are saying. Very gripped up, but when the car snapped or when it oversteered, you couldn't save it. You were just gone. Yeah, you were gone. But IndyCar at that track on fresh pavement is some good racing.
That was some of the best racing I've seen in a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Watching the highlights, there were more passes at IndyCar at Road America this one race than F1 has seen all season.
Might be. Honestly, it might be.
I think that is actually accurate.
Yeah.
If you counted every pass that happened at IndyCar Road America and compared it to the entire season of F1 right now, I genuinely think there were more passes that happened in Indy in this one race than the whole season of F1.
You might be right. There was some good close racing. There was contact. There were crashes. There was drivers pushing as hard as they could. It was honestly what you wanted to see. The weird part was it was in the same time slot as the F1 Grand Prix.
Yeah.
It was also in the same time slot as like the U.S. Open, a big golf tournament. So you really had to be a pretty hardcore IndyCar fan to watch this race in real time if you were going to watch it. Yeah. Odd time slot for them. I wish they would have either done it a Saturday or a different time slot just for the television numbers.
A little earlier, a little later, something.
Right. Damn good racing, but probably not a lot of people saw it, to be honest.
I didn't see it live because I was watching F1 and I was disappointed. Look at the passing that's happening in the back of this picture.
Right.
I mean, oh, come on, man. What a freaking race. Grosjean was driving like an idiot.
That's what he struggles to do in IndyCar.
Is he gaining more idiocy as the season goes on?
I don't know. He'll eventually win a race. He's just going to have to keep on throwing darts at that dartboard.
Yes, maybe, if he can manage to not have these unforced errors. I mean,
yep.
Grosjean made like 3 big unforced errors resulting in a big off track, like multiple times in this race.
Yep.
You can't do that.
And what was the last race they were at? Detroit, the streets of Detroit. He also goofed up there. He
big
smashed the car on the wall. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I don't know. It feels like he should be winning races. He's always, in the beginning of these races, he's within the top 10, sometimes actually vying for a top spot, like on the podium, consistently. But he can't put it together. He can't finish the race. You look at St. Pete, him and, I can't remember the other driver, got into it for the lead coming into the last, 30 laps of that race, and both of them put it in the wall and ended their race. Yeah. Woo.
I think Grosjean went airborne as well.
Yeah.
But big.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what a freaking race this was. Who's that? Yep. Is that Alex Palou stepping out?
I believe
it is.
So.
That's Alex Palou stepping sideways.
And at that point, he might have been in the lead of that race. I'm not sure.
Not yet.
No?
Not yet. So, some foreshadowing there. He does win, but within the last 9-ish laps of the race, he was not leading the race.
Oh.
At about 9 laps left, Colton Herta was leading the race.
That's right.
But Colton Herta had to run a fuel save.
He did.
That was so gut-wrenching to watch Colton Herta. All of a sudden, he had a good lead. And lift and coast. You're going to run out of gas, dude. Lift and coast.
His team dropped the ball on that.
Oh,
they called him in 1 or 2 laps early to try to get the safety car situation. It had been a relatively messy, in quotes, race, so it would not be out of the ordinary for a caution to fall because somebody's pushing on their in lap or pushing on their out lap.
Like we see in this picture.
Right, but unfortunately for him, they called him in 2 laps short, assuming the caution was going to happen and getting the early track position and the warm tires. But it didn't work out for him, and he had to save all the way to the end because no caution did come out. So it's the gamble that you play.
Yeah, and it was just gut-wrenching to watch. He's a sitting duck. Everyone starts to overtake him, so he went from first to God, let's see. Where did Colton Herta finish?
I think it was
first
fifth
to
or
fifth.
sixth. Yeah.
First to fifth in 9 laps.
Right.
Oh, that's painful.
That is rough. That's really
painful.
rough.
But what a race that was.
Who took the win?
Alex Palou, Chip Ganassi car. Second place, P2, that was Joseph Newgarden, the Indy 500 winner, right? Third place, Pato O'Ward.
Sweet.
It's an Arrow McLaren.
Yep.
So that, again, I'm kicking myself that I watched F1 instead of Indy.
I think for the rest of this F1 season, it should be like is Indy on? Yes or no? If yes, go watch Indy. If no, go watch F1.
Yeah, I think what it should be is the TV should be Indy, but the computer screen should be F1.
Okay.
The bigger screen should be the more exciting race.
Yeah.
The smaller screen should be the race you just want to keep an eye on, but not much isn't really going to happen.
Right.
I mean, they're going to have to craft a lot of storylines for this next Drive to Survive.
I know. I kind of feel bad for the production team.
They are going to be working overtime.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to be pulling stuff out of their ass.
F1 has to be kind of pissed. Like, the series has to be kind of pissed because they got all this big following, all these races in America. Oh, my God, it's so good. F1's huge. It's massive. And then Red Bull wins every single race. And it's honestly boring. It's honestly boring as shit to watch.
So it is boring, but also entertaining to watch just how ridiculously faster.
Yeah.
It's almost you just chuckle.
This is not the first time that F1 has had this problem. They have this problem a lot.
They have this problem like every 4 years or so. One team is miles ahead of everyone else. Everyone's bitching and complaining. You're so much faster.
It's been Ferrari in the past. It's been Mercedes in the past. It's been Red Bull in the past.
It's been
just
McLaren.
Red Bull, right? It's just Red Bull at the moment. It will pass in F1. They will get new regulations. They'll figure out how to clamp down, how to make it more even. Other teams will catch up, but for now, we'll go watch IndyCar.
Yes. Yes.
All right, we need to chat about some stuff that happened over the Le Mans weekend that pertains to GT3 cars.
Yes, the WEC, the World Endurance Championship. I guess the series or the sanctioning body. And that'd be the FIA, wouldn't it? But either way, the people that are running the World Endurance Championship.
Yes. So they came out with a bunch of news. This was one of the bits of news. And this one is very interesting for us, and we need to have a conversation about this because they're saying that 2 cars per manufacturer will be allowed in Le Mans. I believe is it next year forward? I believe it's next year.
From what I understand, yes. But this isn't just Le Mans. This is in the WEC period.
You're right. Good point. So this is a new class that they're deeming. They're basically taking the GTE cars, which are the current iteration of GT cars that race at Le Mans and in the WEC, and they're transitioning to a LMGT3, which is terrible naming, but whatever.
Yeah.
We'll pass over that.
Mm-hmm.
The GT3 cars that will race at Le Mans will only be allowed 2 cars per manufacturer. So 2 from Porsche, 2 from BMW, 2 from Corvette, 2 from Audi if they ever race. They won't. Aston Martin. Who else? Ferrari.
So, okay. According to the article. So the WEC, they're expected to feature some GT3 manufacturers. BMW, Corvette, Ferrari, Lamborghini, and Porsche. So they're entries in the top GT3 class, right?
That's 5?
Yes. Additional brands such as Aston, Ford, and Mercedes would be subject to securing slots from the WEC selection committee.
That's 8. If they allow all of them.
Correct. Now, if they're only allowing 2 cars per manufacturer, Pierre Fillon, which is the ACO director, the Auto Club West director, they're saying between 12 to 16 cars. So 6 to 8 manufacturers.
Okay. 6 to 8 manufacturers. What's your first take on this?
Okay, so I was trying to find the team list for the WEC currently.
Yep.
My immediate gut reaction was like, God damn, that sucks, because I love to see the different teams running the cars and see who can do better in the same car.
Well, okay. I was going to say, it's not that external teams cannot, these don't have to be manufacturer teams. These just have to be 2 cars per brand.
I know.
That's it. So, in theory, it could be 2 different teams. It will probably be 1 team, let's be real.
Yeah.
And it will likely be a team that is made up either that is very, very close to the manufacturer or that is the manufacturer themselves.
So, here's my thing. Like, in the WEC currently, you've got how many different teams running a Ferrari?
A lot.
I mean, you've got how many different teams running a Porsche?
A lot.
How many different teams running an Aston?
Mm-hmm.
I like to see the different teams running the same car. I do. But I also like to see different cars. So I'm torn. I'm just very torn. I don't know. Apparently, Pierre Fillon said that additional entries for the 24 Hours of Le Mans is going to be open to brands that are represented in either the WEC or the European or Asian Le Mans series.
Okay. To other brands that are represented. Okay. So, again, you can't have 4 Porsches. You are only allowed 2. But you could have, if Glickenhaus ran a GT car over in the Asian Le Mans series, they could come run at Le Mans. Assuming it was a GT car.
Yeah.
Let's say Audi. Audi would be a better example.
Yeah, Audi would be a better example.
Yeah. I like this.
Why?
What was the best class that ever happened in IMSA? Or, should I say, the American Le Mans series?
Say
the
GTLM?
ALMS. GTLM.
Well, call it GT2 if you ask me. I like GT2 better than that. But
call it what you want.
I digress.
What was it? It was a class where each manufacturer brought 2 cars. And how good was the racing in that class? How awesome was it to see your Porsche brand go to battle with BMW and Corvette and whoever else wanted to be in that class?
I see where you're going with that.
It was awesome. Did they win a lot? No, because there was a lot of good competition. That's fine. What this is preventing is a brand like Porsche from taking the shotgun approach, which they just did at Le Mans.
And it backfired.
It did.
Straight into their face.
Unfortunately for them. Now, they will be able to take it in the top class. So we just had a swap, basically. We had a top class to bottom class swap, right? Because it used to be there was always 2 cars from each manufacturer in the top class, which is now the GTP or LMH hybrids, whatever you want to call them, right? That hypercar class now is open to all the customer teams, and now the GT class just got closed off to the brand teams. I'm fine with it, honestly. I kind of like it. What I don't want to see is Pierre Fillon and Le Mans say, oh, we don't want your GT3 cars. We want them to be GT Le Mans spec aero kit with different engine specs and a different BOP. That's what I don't want. That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah, I do remember us talking about the ACO and all them that potentially going and saying, if you want to run Le Mans, you must purchase the Le Mans Performance Pack, which is Le Mans specific aero, which is like nothing, and Le Mans specific engine modifications.
It's just expensive. It's just pointless expensive carbon.
It was like $200,000 or something stupid.
They're listening to the Radio Le Mans guys talk about this was fascinating because John Hindhaugh was saying, I don't want Le Mans to be a GT3 race. There are a bunch of GT3 races out there that already happen. Go to Bathurst. Go to Spa. Go to the 12 Hours of Sebring. Go to Daytona. Go to Laguna Seca. Go to anywhere else around the world. What you don't get out there is a Le Mans specific race. So he wants the Le Mans race to be a special thing. I'm kind of on board, but I also think that this is a good middle ground where it's each team gets their own 2 cars and you represent your manufacturer.
I see where you're going that, but hold on, because the WEC is more than just Le Mans.
It is.
So,
but wait. Is it? Is it?
To you
is
and
it
I,
really?
To you and I, it's much more than Le Mans, but to the rest of the world, it's just Le Mans.
They just ditched Super Sebring.
You know what's been replaced by?
Coda.
Yeah, buddy.
It's not the same.
I know.
There's no IMSA event there. It's their weekend there. Why, Pierre? Why? Why does it have to be so unique and odd? Why can't Le Mans just... The hypercars are already unique enough. Just give me GT3 cars at Le Mans. They look great. They sound great. They work great. Let them be. I'm fine with the 2 per manufacturer. I know it sucks for you because you just went from like 16 Porsches in that GT class down to 2.
I did. It was great.
Yeah, unfortunate. But you're going to have a good team run them, I'm sure. And you'll have 15 other ones in the hypercar class. Which, if you watch the Le Mans broadcast, that's all they ever focused on anyway.
I'm peeved about that.
Yeah, there was no GT coverage.
I hate
this.
that.
Will get you more GT coverage.
You think so?
Because it's manufacturer specific, yes. Why would they show the GT cars in the previous race, in this year's race?
Because it's interesting.
How?
Because it's good battles.
One Porsche was racing against the lone Corvette.
Then, okay, why would they ever show LMP2?
They didn't.
They showed more LMP2 than they did GT.
They got rid of them. They axed the class.
They kind of did, yeah. I mean, it's dead.
Yeah, it's dead for a reason. Yeah, I'm fine with what they did here. This will bring back the GTLM days, or the GT Le Mans days. It'll be cool. I wish it was the other way, not LMGT. That's going to be so hard to get used to.
Yeah, yes, LMGT3,
Ugh.
GT3LM,
Ugh.
LMGT3 AM, AMGT LM3. Jesus.
We'll never get our naming conventions right. Hypercar, good. After that,
but the problem is I wish IMSA stuck with Hypercar as well. Because because here's the problem. Because you're gonna go from watching the WEC at Le Mans where you've got Hypercar and LMGT3, and then you're gonna tune back into IMSA where you see the 12-hour C-ring, and then you have GTP.
I know.
Then you also have LMP2, and then you also have GTD Pro. Then you also have GTD.
Yeah.
All right. So if you're a new fan of sports car racing, good luck.
Okay, last talking point on this. Will we get 2 NASCARs?
Oh, God, I hope so.
Oh, do I ever. Can they represent... Who would they represent?
Where are you going with that?
Chevy has a Corvette.
Well, yeah, and
they
Toyota or Ford? Or
that's who? Ford is going to have a Mustang. Who do they represent? Toyota? So Toyota brings a hypercar to Le Mans and a NASCAR?
That's what I'm saying. Toyota's in NASCAR.
What the heck?
And then the Lexus GT3 car. It could be a Toyota sweep.
Oh my gosh. That'd be wild. I forgot about the Lexus. Yeah, the Lexus could be one too. Yeah. I don't know. I hope that's not the last of the NASCAR that we saw, but it could have been.
Please let NASCAR be a thing. Yeah. Well, they should open NASCAR up to one of each brand. 3.
I don't think they will. Although, I don't know. There's another talking point here that could be interesting. If LMP2 is going away, they're limiting this class to 16 cars, right? I mean, how many cars are you going to have in the top class then? 35? Like, what?
I mean,
what fills the field?
Well, that's why I'm peeved. Because I don't know, man.
I could see a lot of cars in the top. I can't see 35 though. There's no way there's 35 hypercars.
I mean, there was 16 this past race.
They're not doubling that. They're adding a couple. I'm
sure.
Well,
wait a minute now. Cadillac may have customer teams.
I don't. Okay.
Sure. Toyota won't because Toyota's Toyota.
Nope.
BMW will have either 2 or 3. You'll have Lamborghini that'll have either 2 or 3.
2 from each one of those. Sure.
Yeah, I don't see 30.
No, I don't see how. Yes, I can see them adding 5, 10 more hypercars. Not 20.
Yeah, that'd be difficult.
I don't know. So does a middle class come back? Does it look different? Is it the NASCARs? Is it another weird Pro-Am, AM, GT thing? I don't know. But it feels like the grid is going to be way smaller than it was next year. Unless something else comes out.
There will be more news, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So, you got anything else for episode 231?
I do not.
It's going to wrap us up then. Thanks so much for watching and listening. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel, drop a thumbs up, and leave a comment on the video. Let us know, what do you think about this whole WEC 2-car per manufacturer GT3 thing? Be curious to know what you're thinking there. Good thing, bad thing? Let us know. If you're listening on audio only, send us those thoughts via social. Facebook is We Are Auto. Instagram is We Are Auto _. YouTube is We Are Auto. And our website is weareauto.il. So, thanks again. Catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.